Good morning, you guys. So, first of all, I'm going to be making your pie crust for y'all today. Before you get working on the surface, you should wipe it down with some Clorox wipes, like I'm doing right now. Just basically wipe down the surface area. Make sure it's clean and disinfected. So you don't have to have Clorox wipes, just have a disinfecting wipes that will just disinfect anything on the surface. You're going to need a sifter. I got mine from the dollar store. It doesn't matter where you get it from. Just get a sifter. Get a big pan, a big white pan, because you're going to sift all your ingredients in a pan. And after the pan and the sifter, you need some pastry flour. Although I have all-purpose flour, it's because I couldn't find pastry flour. So I'm hoping that this works somehow with the pie. But you need pastry flour. You need some buttermilk, iodized salt, not sea salt, kosher salt. You need anything that says iodized salt. Make sure it's iodized. You need sugar, granulated sugar, unsalted butter. Make sure it's unsalted. And vanilla extract. And you also need a scale if you don't have one, because mostly everything in the recipe is measured in ounces, so you can basically use the scale. You can get a scale at Walmart or Target or Myers for like about $20 to $25. So it's not that expensive. Plus it's kind of handy to have around now. So right now, I just finished scaling my recipe, and I did my all-purpose flour, which is 10.5 ounces. I did my unsalted butter, cubed, and they are 8 ounces. I did my buttermilk, and this is 3.5 ounces. I did my iodized salt, which is 0.2 ounces. I did my granulated sugar, and this is 0.25 ounces. And lastly, I did my vanilla extract, which is also 0.25 ounces. So right now, I'm gonna add the ingredients together and show you how it's done. So you get your sifter and your bowl, and you take the flour. You combine the flour with the sugar and the salt. And you basically drop them in the sifter. And you sift them. Now this recipe was, well, it called for four pie, the recipe called for 4 basic pie crusts, and I only needed 2, so I times my recipe by 0.5, which is a half. So if you have any recipes that you would like to try, and it doesn't call for the amount that you want, you can always just times it by the amount that you want. Okay. Now that this is finished and I'm finished sifting it, I'm going to take the butter and I'm going to drop the butter in. And I'm going to take my hand and you're going to just warm up the butter with your hands and the flour and pinch them together. And what you want from this is you want little clumps. You want to see little clumps of flour and butter together. I'll show you what it looks like. To help you do this, you can also use a fork. And all you do is basically take the fork and mash it up. When you see big pieces of the flour, you can just mash them up, press down on them with the fork, and it will crumble. The butter will crumble. So what we basically did was add the butter, flour, sugar, and salt together, and we crushed them. And this is how it's supposed to look. Like crumbly, as you can see. And after you do this, what you want to do is take your vanilla and your buttermilk and add them together. Take the same fork that you was using and just twirl it around in the buttermilk so the vanilla and the buttermilk can combine. So you can clean up your work area now. Take the milk, take the buttermilk and the vanilla, and basically drop it inside of the dry ingredients and mix it all together until it forms a ball. You control your ingredients on the table just like I did, and you would gather all of them up and basically form a ball. Try to form a ball as best as you can. Your dough is actually supposed to be nice and soft and crumbly. So if your dough is hard, you need to knead it some more. Like make your hands warm up the butter to get it soft. Once you're finished forming your dough in a ball, what you want to do is get a Ziploc bag like this, and I'll show you what to do with it after. Okay, so now that your dough is a ball, get your Ziploc bag, open up your Ziploc bag, take your dough. If some pieces drop, just stick them back together again. You're going to take your dough, put it in the bag, if you want, you can take the scraps, form a ball with them, and just stick them on the dough in the bag so you don't waste them. Now, you want to wash your hands, clean off your surface area, or at least move some of it away. You can do this to your hands. It'll easily get off the dough, off of it, at least some of it. Now, wash your hands with some soap and water, so I'll be back. So after you finish washing your hands, you wanna move this dough out of the way. Get a towel and push them away. Take this Ziploc bag, put your dough in the middle of the Ziploc bag, like this. And what you want to do right now is take your hands and basically press down the dough. Just spread it out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just spread out the dough. What this does is when you do this and you put it in the fridge, it makes the dough a lot easier to work with. So when we're ready for it, we can easily roll it out and put it in our pie tins. You can also flip it over and press it down. When you're finished, ziplock the bag. And this is how yours should look. Just like this. When you're finished, we're gonna put this in the refrigerator. You can either put it for an hour or you can leave it overnight. Now for me, I'm gonna put this in for an hour because last night I actually did a apple filling. So I'm gonna make apple pie. This is the apple filling that I did. Now if you want to see how I did it, you can always just comment below and I can also do a video of how to make the apple pie filling. It was good talking to you guys and showing you guys how to make the pie crust. I'm hoping that you guys like it. So if you liked it, you can rate, comment below, subscribe if you want to. Have a blessed day.